dad to show up. And you want reconciliation. And I know that I played a part. But I'm angry. And I'm angry because I'm still trying how to learn to not be disappointed.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. So it's the day after the big premiere of Sister Wives Season 20. And phew, what an episode. If you came into this season hoping for something real and authentic from Kody and Robyn, you're probably disappointed. Their whole vibe this episode felt so staged, so forced, honestly like they were reading from a script. Right from the very first scene, which is also the clip I showed you at the start of this video, it all looked rehearsed. The episode opens and ends almost the same way, circling back to Garrison and how Janelle is now living her life in North Carolina. She's settling in, trying to build a new chapter, keeping herself busy, but she's also very honest about how much she misses her son. Garrison's presence is woven throughout the episode, especially in the stories of Janelle, Christine, and their kids. But for Kody and Robyn, it's like he's just a footnote. You barely feel his presence from their side, as if they've already moved on. We even get this odd scene of Kody brushing his 13-year-old son Solomon's hair on the way to school. And for what? Solomon doesn't have any disabilities, there's no reason he can't brush his own hair. But Kody's there doing it, making sure the cameras catch him being the good dad, then immediately worrying about where his phone is. It all felt like a performance. Meanwhile, we see Madison getting emotional and breaking down, really digging into what's created this huge distance between Kody and his kids since Garrison's passing. And honestly, it's simple. Ever since Garrison died, instead of reaching out to his children, making amends and showing up for them, Kody has compartmentalized and pushed them away. He's not there. He wasn't even truly there at the funeral. After Garrison's funeral, you'd think the family would come together, grieve, and support each other. But no. Kody and Robyn didn't even go to Erica's house. That's Curtis's, Kody's brother, late wife. They just went off on their own, separate from everyone else. Even in the face of tragedy, they couldn't set differences aside long enough to show genuine concern or care for Garrison. Fast forward to this new episode and it's like Garrison never existed, at least from Kody and Robyn's perspective. Kody acts as though his other kids don't exist either. He keeps saying they're at an impasse, because his children want to make amends on their own terms. He doesn't want accountability, and if you're waiting for accountability from Kody and Robyn, don't hold your breath. They're not taking responsibility for anything. Instead, they continue pushing this victim narrative about how they didn't choose monogamy. They keep talking about their struggles in the marriage, but from where we're sitting, there's no visible struggle at all. Robyn even tries to rewrite history in her confessional, saying something like, "When Kody's exes left, we ended up in a monogamous marriage, but it wasn't what we wanted." She frames it as if monogamy was forced on them. But let's be real. Kody hadn't been spending time with Christine or Janelle for years, and his relationship with Mary was dead for more than a decade. Robyn's only relationship with Mary was on camera. And then Mary comes through with what I think was the best line of the whole episode. She basically says, "Why would I stay in a marriage where I don't even have a relationship with Kody, and I barely have one with Robyn, just so Robyn can say she's living polygamy?" And you know what? He's absolutely right. They wanted Mary to hang on so they could keep up the appearance of being in a polygamous marriage. To make it even clearer, Robyn now refers to the other wives as Kody's exes, instead of my sister wives. That tiny shift says a lot. They're no longer her sisters, they're just Kody's exes. She's distancing herself completely. Because if Robyn and Kody admitted that they actively chose monogamy, it would expose what everyone's been saying all along, that Kody abandoned his other relationships and children for Robyn. If they openly said, "We chose monogamy," they'd have to face the fact that they look selfish, that they're exactly what people accuse them of being. Instead, they stick to this story about how it just happened to them because admitting the truth would make them look like the villains in their own show. So now, instead of owning up to what they've done, Kody and Robyn just keep lying to themselves, acting like viewers are clueless. And the kicker? If they really didn't choose monogamy, then they're not stuck in it. Robyn could walk away at any time. If she doesn't want a one-on-one marriage with Kody, nobody's forcing her to stay. But no, last season she was crying about feeling like the idiot left behind, yet now she sure doesn't seem to be struggling. She's got Kody taking care of her kids, driving them to school, even brushing their hair. What? Seriously. The whole "we didn't choose monogamy" narrative is the dumbest lie, and I'm honestly relieved Mary finally called Robyn out for being fake. It's like when Christine said, "I wasn't going to stay with Kody just so Robyn could play fake polygamy." Robyn was fine with Kody dumping all the other wives as long as she still had him spiritually tied to them on paper. Make that make sense. And Robyn pretending she isn't used to having Kody around? Please. We all know Kody has been living as a monogamist for a decade. Robyn tries to spin it like the dynamic is different now because Kody used to only show up a couple times a week. Meanwhile, Kody's fussing over putting his phone in his pocket, telling Saul, "That's not good for your body." Like what? And then Kody says, "I'm in a different marriage now than I've ever been." Then we hear him admit that in their religion, losing a wife is like a walk of shame. He even says family members have been asking if he and Robyn are going to live their marriage again. It's wild. My favorite thing about Robyn is how she acts like she's never been in a monogamous relationship before. Like we all forgot she was married to David Preston Jessup for almost a decade. 8 years married, about 10 years together. But now she's like, "I've never done this." Maybe she hasn't had a monogamous relationship this blatantly public with Kody, but the truth is she's been in a monogamous relationship with him from the moment she joined the family. And this episode is literally the first time you hear Kody admit losing a wife is shameful. But let's be real, he's only talking about Mary because Mary is the only one who's officially gotten a release from the church. Technically, from a church standpoint, Kody's only lost one wife because she's the only one with an official release. Even though he probably doesn't want to claim the others, he technically could. In this episode, we also find out Janelle is now working on getting her own release, even though she doesn't attend church anymore. She just wants it done properly like Mary. This is Kody basically acknowledging that losing a wife is a failure. Yet in last season's Tall he refused to admit it. But it's the truth. In their faith, losing a wife equals failure. Now Mary's out, Janelle's in the process of being released, and Robyn's over here saying she's getting pressure from family about whether she and Kody are going to keep living plural marriage. I was scrolling Reddit reading the mega thread about this episode to see what people were saying, and a lot of viewers don't even believe Robyn's claim that family members are questioning her. They're like, who's she even talking to? But I have a pretty good idea. Robyn's closest sister in age is Fawn. And Fawn's husband just happens to be a bishop in their church. He's in a plural marriage himself, he's got 2 wives. Fawn also lives plural and their mom still believes in it. So if Robyn's getting pressure from anyone, it's almost definitely from her bishop brother-in-law or her sister's household about why she's not in plural marriage anymore. She's got other siblings still living the plural lifestyle too. That's clearly where the pressure is coming from. Then Kody asks Robyn, "If I had been pursuing you but didn't have other wives, how would you have handled it?" And Robyn says she would have told him the same thing. She wouldn't have even considered him. Then Kody asks, "Do you see any value in it for us and our future?" Robyn explains, "If there had been someone who was truly supportive, who genuinely wanted to build a relationship with me as well as with you, not just you, and we had a guarantee that everything would work out and be beautiful and wonderful like I always dreamed, then maybe I would think about it." This whole exchange between Kody and Robyn is a masterclass in how they keep each other unstable. Robyn keeps Kody insecure in their marriage by constantly reminding him that she never would have married him if he'd been a monogamist. Even now, living monogamously, she repeats that same line, that if he'd been a monogamist back then, she never would have said yes. It leaves Kody feeling like he's not enough for her because this isn't what she signed up for. She wanted a plural husband, a plural family, a polygamous lifestyle, and she makes sure to let him know she had all these offers from monogamous men that she turned down, including him if he'd been monogamous. That insecurity lingers because Robyn still dangles the idea that maybe she should have done things differently. And did you catch what she said? She sounded exactly like Christine back in the day when Christine would say the woman has to want the family, not just the man. Robyn's like, if we had a guarantee if it was going to be perfect and wonderful, how could you say no? It's layered. She's basically saying she doesn't actually want another sister wife because she knows full well there's no such guarantee. She knows she'll never be okay sharing Kody. She knows she'd never get a perfect setup, because that doesn't exist. So she sets up all these impossible goalposts she knows will never be reached, but still keeps up the appearance of faith that it could happen someday. That's how she keeps Kody off balance. Kody, meanwhile, destabilizes her on the flip side. He tells her she doesn't want enough sex, and that the only reason he'd consider another wife is to have a lot more sex. He's basically implying Robyn isn't giving him enough. Something we talked about in a previous video. After he makes those gross comments, Robyn actually calls him a pig. Then Robyn points out the obvious. So you have the real relationship with me, but the other woman would just be what? A concubine. Because that's essentially what he's describing. She's saying, it should be more than that. Most women want commitment, love, tenderness, companionship. You're saying you'd never risk our marriage, but you're also saying the only reason you'd take another wife is for sex. That's not a good enough reason. Besties, for everyone who's dragged me for years for using the word concubine, Robyn herself just used it. That's literally what this culture calls these women. Concubines are basically the new sexual partner the husband brings in. Robyn's using coded language, basically saying Kody just wants a sex partner while she remains the wife. Kody pushes back, saying that's not a good enough reason, but Robyn's point is clear. Then in her next talking head, Robyn admits there's this weird expectation that when Kody had multiple wives there was a surplus of sex, and now that he's only with her there isn't. She says she doesn't think anything is wrong with their sex life. It's never been a problem. And thanks to Christine's book, every time sex comes up now all I can think of is Kody's hour-long massages he supposedly demands. Kody then says a polygamist man has too much sex, and a monogamist man doesn't have enough sex. And the only way he'd even consider another wife is if she were a diamond. A woman who loved Robyn wouldn't get jealous and wouldn't compare herself to Kody's love for Robyn. But here's the catch. If Kody brought in a new wife, Robyn would instantly become the old wife. She'd be the worn-out wife compared to the new shiny object. And she's already shown she's not capable of sharing. This whole conversation between them feels staged, convoluted, fake. He says he doesn't want another wife because he doesn't want to deal with the jealousy and nagging. She says she doesn't want another wife unless it's perfect. None of it will ever happen. They just keep spinning their wheels to convince themselves they're not failures. And then Kody actually says the quiet part out loud. We failed already. Oh wow, you guys. This episode was painful to watch. Like seriously. They're having their bad days, their murder faces come out and it's all, stop that, you're fine. But it's obvious somebody's craving more attention. And Kody? His whole confidence vibe seems to come from calling people names. Robyn's sitting there being his cheerleader and then, bam, apparently he's telling her he needs more sex, more attention, more everything. I couldn't stop thinking about those endless massages. Eventually Robyn sort of gives in, but then Kody flips. Out of nowhere he's like, I'm done, I can't do this anymore, it's not fair. According to him, women just can't handle polygamy because of the jealousy. Like everything was fine until the honeymoon, until they started being intimate, and then the whole family went sideways. He's ranting that it's not fair to Robyn or to the others, but whatever, they chose this lifestyle. And then he totally loses it. Starts yelling. His eyes even look bloodshot. Was he drunk? I honestly don't know. I'm sitting there thinking, why is Kody yelling? This makes zero sense. He says he's monogamous now, but gets mad when people ask why. Didn't you see the mess? He says. But does monogamy even work for him? For her? Hard to tell. Robyn, in principle, might still think she wants this lifestyle because of her family, maybe even because she once hoped to be the queen wife. But they don't even go to church anymore. She doesn't follow the rules of their faith. She drinks coffee and alcohol, swears, dresses differently. With this kind of fundamentalism, you can't just pick and choose. Either you believe it all or the whole thing falls apart. Honestly, it feels like she's just trying to keep Kody off balance now that she doesn't have the go to your other wives card anymore. And Kody plays the same game back, reminding her that if she doesn't give him what he wants, he might look elsewhere. At this point, wouldn't it just be easier for them to become swingers? Let him go off, let her go off, and be done with it. Their relationship honestly feels boring. Nothing new to say, just rehashing old conversations, playing games, and Kody being a checked-out dad. So yeah, that's what I got from this. What do you think? Did it gross you out like it did me? Did it seem fake or staged? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up and send some hype to help with the algorithm. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next Sister Wives tea. We've got more on the tension brewing between Christine and Janelle coming up. Thanks for watching, besties.